I'm Sharon Thormahlen, and I live in Corvallis. My husband and I have a business of making harps and other instruments, and that's what we do here at the fair. He shows his instruments: harps, guitars, mandolins, mosquitoes, and ukuleles. So we have fun playing music here. Well, I was born in the Los Angeles area, San Fernando Valley. Went to school at San Jose State, then to Chico State, and then moved up to Sweet Home in 1974. And lived there for about 10 years, built a log house up in the over the top area. There's a old schoolhouse over the top school my sister and I bought with our husbands, although I had a different husband at that time. And we ended up building a log house there. It was pretty great. It's still there. It belongs to Tad Moore now, and every once in a while I go up and visit it. And then I moved to Corvallis in 1984, and I met Dave the day after the country fair in 1984. It's Tuesday after the country fair, and that is forever our anniversary. Yeah. So it's coming right up then. Yeah. Well, my first fair was 1976. I went with some friends. We just came for the day. We had no idea what we were going to, and it was just amazing. There were some magic moments up at the library where we ended up on this log out over the Long Tom River, and I just remember that being a magical moment. That's no longer accessible, but it was great that day. And then I didn't come for about 4 years, and we started a booth with some people up at the Upper River, near the Upper River Loop, when Daredevil Stage used to be on the other side of where it is now. And there was a pathway that went between the booths. So there was the river, and then a booth, then a pathway, and then our booth, I think, something like that. Anyway, as the river tore things apart, we moved out and out and out until we took over the booth that was across the pathway. And now that booth is totally gone. And those people, it's a beautiful area now to just stop and take a rest. But I moved down to this booth, well, back in 1984, when I met Dave. He had just been to his first fair, and his booth was what was the old garlic booth. I guess it was booth 511. The year before he was there, I remember being in that garlic booth and playing the guitar with my friend, and Artist the Spoon Man came up and jammed with us for about an hour. It was totally a highlight. And then the next year I met Dave, and he had that garlic booth. So it was, although it wasn't, he didn't do garlic then, he was doing musical instruments. And he had just built his first harp. And I even have a picture of me sitting behind the harp. But I didn't play the harp then. I played guitar, and he was playing mandolin. So we ended up having a little duo thing that we did. And later on, we had a four-piece group called the Swing Beans, and we kind of cut our teeth here at the country fair. We would be on the path, and we're all playing. And what we learned was that when the ending of the song happened, people would put a little bit of money in our little basket or hat or whatever we had, and then they'd move on, and another group would kind of come by. So we started just doing endings. So we would play for, 20 seconds, and we'd end the song. And as people kind of came up, they heard the ending, they'd put money in our basket. We would start another song, they'd move on, and then, I don't know, it was very funny. We just really got into our endings. So that was fun. And we played on Shady Grove one year, and had a lot of fun being in the Swing Beans. But then we had a baby, and she's now 24. She's coming on Saturday. That was when we moved to this booth. We were actually still on the Upper River Loop her first year, so she was 6 months old the first year she came. And the river was right there. And growing up on that river looked a little bit dangerous, but at the same time, the river was encroaching on our booth, and the powers that be kept trying to make us move year after year. Finally, that year, we decided, okay, we should move. We shouldn't be next to the river with little kids like that. So we moved down here, and we love it. It's great. Raviolis on one side, Gafoor and Afghani food on the other, the circus across the way. It's great. We love it here, and we have a wonderful space. So we're happy with our move. And our daughter grew up here at the fair, and will be coming, like I said, on Saturday. Yeah, she works, so she can't come for the weekend. That is a really good question. You know, one year, there were 2 years since 1984, when Dave and I have been coming together, that we missed. And they were all about harp conferences that we went to in New Jersey, of all places. And our daughter, we were on the pathway, and I guess we told her that next year we wouldn't be coming because we had a harp conference to go to. And she started crying. And it's interesting that artists would show up. I've had a couple of incidents with artists that have just been so meaningful to me. And he came up to the fair, up to us, and just started talking to her about how the fair will just always be here, and even if she's not going to be here, that she'll be here the next year, and that he had missed a fair or two along the way. And so then all was well. But fair is just something, it just rejuvenates me, it energizes me, and I look forward to it all the time, and I wouldn't want to miss a fair. There have been a few times when we go to the fair, we get home on Monday. On Tuesday evening, we have to drive to Portland and get on the plane so that we can be in New Jersey for that folk harp conference the next day, which is in a hotel. And it's just such a juxtaposition of places and people and the way you feel. That has been really hard, but we are not doing that. This year, actually, we're going to go to the folk harp conference, maybe the last time, but it's not until the Tuesday a week later. It'll still feel real different. Fair is home. Yeah. So, well, let's see, the future of the fair. You know, I think just for us, a lot of it is just keeping on here at our booth, what we do, having fun together. It's two families and kids. Our booth partner has a girl that's the same age as my daughter, and you know, it's been fun for them. But of course, they're older now and not always coming. The vision of the fair that I see happening outside of me is real different than what I would like to see. You know, the recorded music, the electronic music. Of course, you know, I play the harp, and sometimes we try to play, and there's so much going on that nobody can hear anything. So, you know, I would like to see it low-key again. No electronic music, no recorded music, and, you know, particularly at night, just being able to walk around the fair and come across people that are playing music, you know. That's always wonderful. So I guess music is real important to me, and that's where my vision lies, is all around the music. You know, it is an interesting diversion. I just want to see the fair stay, you know, the little hippie scene that it's always been, but you know, that's its roots. But you know, really, the roots are that you let be whatever is. And so if what's happening with the young people, the music that they listen to and the way they want to project it, I guess that's just where it goes. Oh, well, it used to just be the 8. You know, this used to be the new loop. Yeah, and I remember getting lost in the 8. You know, my first few years, I had no idea where I was. And I remember the rule was don't be by the opening gate at 11 o'clock when things open. And I found myself there once. And it was kind of crazy. But I found my way back. I don't get lost anymore. I pretty much know where I am. I know people have gone through a lot of changes with the Xanadu new place opening. It's beautiful out there. Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. I think it's really tough for anybody new getting in, because I think all of us who have been here so long, we don't want to let go. Yeah, so, you know, having the elders is great. Gives people a place to go. Yeah. I love the still living room. I don't know.